And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we will be finally, after a bit of a break, resuming the Shadowbringers trial questline, The Shadows of Werlyt. So for starters, in order to finish off the Ruby Doomsday stuff, I still have to turn this in. So let's turn this in. So you put down the ruby weapon. Gods, I wish I could have seen it, not from too close, mind. I suppose I should report news of your victory to the higher-ups. I realize you must have been through quite the ordeal, but could you give me a quick summary of the battle? You make it sound so easy. From the way you tell it, anyone would think you slay hulking brutes like that for a living. Well, in a way I kind of do, but okay. I'll put all this into a report and leave a copy over there should you fancy a bit of light reading. Anyway, I expect you've got more pressing matters to take care of, like going for a celebratory pint. If the Guardians pluck up the courage to come knocking again, we'll let you know. Until then, rest up. We should have told him the truth. He'd be able to help us. I know he would. That's exactly the problem, Allie. If he knew the true nature of the weapon project, he'd find some way to interfere. We've come too far to back down now. I won't let Melisandre's death be in vain. Even if that means going against Father's wishes. Cheer up, Alphonse. We can all go back to being one big happy family after we've dealt with those pesky Eorzeans. It'll be just like old times. But will it? If only it were that simple. There's no guarantee any of us will make it back alive. Excuse me? I think you're forgetting whose turn it is next. O ye of little faith. With me at the helm of the sapphire weapon, it'll be over before you know it. Whatever happens, Rex, promise you'll come back to us. I couldn't bear to lose you too. And that's where you unlock the extreme trials. I guess, sleep now in Sapphire. Information relating to the weapon project has been uncovered, and your allies prepare to depart for distant lands. Myrokos, I'm afraid we haven't much in the way of information to share from the front line. We have, however, received word that Gaius wishes to speak with you at Alliance headquarters. I've arranged an escort to take you to headquarters, so when you're ready to depart, speak with the fellow over there. Okay. Just unlocking the review weapon extreme. Okay, so now that we've unlocked that extreme trial, let's get on with the main quest line. Ready to head out? Yep. Okay, Sever is here, but I see no Gaius. Good, you're here. The Ironworks have completed their analysis of the Ruby weapon, and Sid Garland wishes to share his findings. I take it you can spare a few moments? Very good. Please wait here while I inform him of your arrival. Glad you can make it, Myrokos. I'm sure you're as anxious as anyone to hear what we've uncovered. Yep. Our early hypotheses were proven correct. The Garleans have designed a system whereby the pilot's consciousness can be forcibly supplanted with data based on the memories and experience of another. So even a rank amateur could obtain the combat capabilities of a seasoned warrior? Precisely, and we've learned how this was made possible when we opened the cockpit. The monitors were still operational, and among the messages displayed, one particular phrase caught my attention: synthetic orosite system. Synthetic orosite? Which is what, exactly? Well, the core of the ultimate weapon was referred to as the Heart of Sabik by the Asians. We believe it to have been a type of orosite. I can't say much more for the synthetic sort at this stage, but I've encountered real orosite before. It was extremely potent, perhaps equal in power to the Heart of Sabik. Yes, remember Ultima? It's unclear whether the Garlean simulacrum possesses the same properties as genuine orosite, but I intend to follow this avenue of inquiry to see where it leads. What we do know is that it was used to implant the combat data of Neil Van Darnus into the pilot, who has been presumed dead since before the calamity. Are you any closer to discovering how they were able to retrieve this data? The link didn't occur to Gaius at first, but he later told me of devices fitted to the Magitech armor of the Empire's highest-ranking officers. There was no reason to believe they were designed to emulate the soul crystals used throughout Eorzea. Yes, that was rumored to be its true purpose, but it was never publicly acknowledged. Perhaps those in the upper echelons of command wanted to avoid comparisons to the so-called savages they were meant to be conquering. There's also the question of whether this system even functions as intended. From what we've seen, we can assume they were successful in gathering combat data of those wearing armor equipped with the device. If the comparison with soul crystals is valid, perhaps this data was transferred via ether. However, it seems that it extracted not only memories relating to combat, but the soldiers' very essence. As you saw, the pilot succumbed entirely to the will of Van Darnus. Though this is merely supposition, it's possible that being fused with the Ruby weapon's core accelerated the process and caused the deceased legatus to manifest in corporeal form. Could it be that the death of the pilot was caused by the system malfunctioning? It's hard to say. The Ruby weapon itself was still largely intact when it deactivated, which strongly implies that it was the synthetic Arsite running amok that killed her, rather than the damage incurred during the battle. Oh, there he is. But even after our analysis, I'm afraid we still don't have enough information. For now, perhaps we should consult with Gaius as to our next plan of action. Gaius will know how best to proceed. I still need to get to the bottom of how the synthetic Aurosite system works and whether the pilot's fusion with the core was a malfunction or planned from the start. I've just returned from my reconnaissance and I shall reveal my findings before taking a long overdue rest. Vaudelin has come, bearing vital information. I traced the Ruby weapon's path back to the occupied territory of Werlyt, which appears to be where it was built. Where exactly is Werlyt? My grasp of geography is surprisingly poor. Care to enlighten me? While Alamigo is placed on the western edge of Gimlet, Werlyt lies on the opposite side, to the east. It was once a proud and prosperous city until it was brought to its knees by the Imperial invaders. You seem rather well informed. Perhaps I should have taken you with me. I thought that much was common knowledge. She and Werlyt have history, I think. It is also where Alphonse and the others were born. And now the weapon project has brought them home. Yes, the place is now rife with Imperials. They have established an airship supply depot in the coastal town of Turncliffe. According to the locals, something resembling one of the weapons was transported there a few days ago. This bodes ill indeed. Were it possible, I would attempt to capture Alphonse and his followers before they can launch an offensive. However, the distance between here and Turncliffe presents a considerable obstacle, and in all likelihood, their weapon will be ready long before we arrive. Approaching by sea would allow us to save time by circumventing their ground-based troops, provided we are able to secure a vessel. Or you could use the Enterprise and take the most direct route of all, as the crow flies. In fact, this is the perfect chance to put my top-secret plan into action. And might I ask what that entails? It wouldn't be much of a secret if I told you, now would it? What I can say is that there's a starring role planned for you, Myrokos, okay? Yeah, but what's the plan? Why, so surprised? You didn't think I'd let you get off that easy, did you? It'll be here soon, so don't go anywhere. Oh dear, we have a duty. Many Imperials who fought at Gimlet withdrew to Werlyt, though they will have ample time to had ample time to recuperate by now. Were we to approach by land, we could expect considerable resistance. I must admit, I am not fond of surprises or secrets, for that matter. I see Sid still delights in keeping others in suspense. I can only hope he does not make us wait over long. Sleep now in Sapphire. Oh. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced to 80, and I am above that. So we get our own giant mecha suit? Huh. Here it is, Myrokos. I present Garland Ironworks' adaptation of the Ultima Warrior, the G Warrior. I know elegant design when I see it, excavated from one of their ruins, no doubt. As is law, to be precise. We came across it during the course of our investigations and decided it would be a shame to let it go to waste. And you will be taking this refitted relic to face the enemy head-on, yes? Perhaps my knowledge of the Ultima weapon will be of use. I'm counting on it as it happens, but first we'll need to perform a test run in the simulator before throwing you into battle. Come, we haven't much time. Okay. Whoa. Wisdom Restoration, Pyretic Booster, reduces cast time. Okay, so this helps do add damage and then basic attack. Okay, so this this reduces power, and this is our power. Okay, and that restores it. I didn't have it on, okay. Okay. Okay, so number 3 is a directional thing that could deal with ads or whatnot. If I have to fire from range, that would be good. Okay, and then here's the... if I need more practice. I suppose that in theory any of us could be the pilot, but I do say your preternatural abilities will give you a certain advantage. Incredible, but how does it compare to the weapons? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. So that would be a revisit of the training. If you change your mind, you know where to find me. Let's give it a shot, and then if I need more practice, so be it. It seems they were expecting us, but who is the pilot? Myrokos, we're almost there. You'd better have your wits about you. Initiate combat mode. I have control earned. G-Warrior, do the thing. Initiate combat mode. Now get ready to strike. It's time to fire this over to the squid. Is it too late to back out? Alright. Haha. It saved some for me. For research purposes, that is. I can't afford to lose. It's all or nothing. Activating over... No! Hide your scarlets. No! Oh, not oversoul. I will be monitoring the situation from the air, follow my instructions, and eliminate the target. Okay, so we have to follow Gaius's instructions, otherwise we're basically dead. Wait, is this using Van Hydros as a combat? Yep, Van Hydros. Uh-oh, turrets. This would be a... Damn it. Oh. Damn it. Okay. I couldn't get all of it down and get myself aligned properly. Let's do this one very easy. I don't know if I can get myself aligned properly and eliminate most. I was able to get most, but I need to be able to clearly... Alright, we've already seen this. Oh. God damn. Ah! I can't even... How is it that I'm even lower in health now than I was before? I can't turn anything! Oh, and there's some more? I don't know if I can get... Damn it. Okay. That was a little bit better, but... Let me just double check my health, because these do... Okay. My gear actually doesn't... But definitely down those ads as quickly as possible. Although I didn't like that I lost more health on very easy than... Okay. Okay, turret mode. Okay, that's better. Oh boy, not my turrets. Oh. The target has been silenced. That damn squid never stood a chance. Yeah, let's try to be positive. Now that the immediate threat has been dealt with, we should gather what information we can in Turncliffe. I cannot help feeling that there was a simpler way to defeat the weapon. Perhaps shooting it in the head with a large cannon would have sufficed. I must admit, I envy your talents. Would that I possessed even a fraction of your skill, that I could better serve Gaius. You did well to pilot the G-Warrior so adeptly in so short a time. And with the weapon largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information before it is dismantled. Perhaps we should take one last look at our fallen foe. Nope. Echo vision. What now? We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorstep and the Sapphire weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should still be able to fend them off, or at least buy us some time. Not quite how I imagined it, but this seems as good a way to die as any. Rex, Rickon. Why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location. You can take care of that while I pilot the Sapphire weapon. What are you talking about? I'm the pilot, not you. There's no need to put your life on the line. Besides, it's still incomplete. It can barely perform basic maneuvers, so it'll be practically useless in a real fight. Oh, so we didn't have any choice but to use Oversoul. We have a solution. Oversoul. You want to end up like Melisandre? No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that can still be used to improve the system to prevent any further malfunctions. Oh, so it did malfunction. What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fuses with the core, there's no way back. That's why I should be the one to pilot the Sapphire weapon, not you, Rex. Alphonse needs you. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's less to lose if I don't make it back. No, I won't let you. Please, Rex, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest, the weakest, too afraid to stand up for myself, but I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. You were always there for me, protected me. Now it's my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of here. See this through to the end. Do it for me, for Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. Huh. You always did have a stubborn streak. Alright, Recon, I won't let you down. Just promise you'll wait for me on the other side. We'll meet again, brother. You all made me happier than I had any right to be, and now I've finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's give Father something to remember us by. Oh, but your father wouldn't approve of this. The Echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you? Recon was piloting and he wanted to make you proud. Recon, my poor boy. You were braver than most could ever hope to be. It's as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius. First Melisandre, now Recon. We must find the remaining weapons and end this madness. Tell me, what do you make of Gaius Balzar? I understand that the two of you have been acquainted since his days as the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for the Ascians, but he's still the same man deep down. He certainly kept quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though. It seems he would rather bare his teeth to his former masters than allow harm to come to them. Yet try as I might, I cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, as he would have us all believe, or is he merely biding his time before he reveals his true colors? Whatever the answer may be, in the end, he will always be a Garlean, and though there may be honorable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquests. Barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Balzar played no small part. My first encounter with the Garleans was 20 years ago. Shortly after the fall of Alamigo, they continued their march into the lands that had long been home to we Duskwights. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitech, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. I fought on the front line, but was knocked unconscious in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone, the rest of my unit slaughtered. I hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months. It seemed they had disappeared without a trace. I finally learned from two Imperials held at Bittermill that the villagers had been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that would later be known as Black Rose. Oh my... Oh... Oh... Oh, that's rough. They were never seen again. For 20 long years, I roamed aimlessly with nothing but hatred to keep me alive. I eventually found myself at the Order of the Twin Adder, who offered me a place among their ranks. The desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. Were it not for the war with Garlemald, I would have been loath to work alongside the city-dwelling Gridanians, who for so long had treated my kind as outcasts, but none of that mattered anymore. It all culminated with Operation Archon. As you led the charge into the Praetorium, we were right behind you. And when the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. I escaped with my life, though many others were less fortunate. Oh, he was there at Praetorium. Having dragged myself free from the rubble, I sought a way out. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Balzar on the verge of death. The gods had delivered to me the man whose conquests had robbed me of everything. I was poised, ready to exact my revenge, and then he spoke. I will not beg for mercy. I ask only that you stay your hand a while longer. I cannot die until I have rid the world of the Ascian menace. For millennia, mankind has danced to their tune, but no more. Then once we are finally free, my life is yours for the taking. I would have struck him down there and then had I not sensed truth in his words. So I decided to grant him a stay of execution and join him on his hunt. Huh. All this time, I've kept a close eye on Gaius, though he is ever on the watch for pursuers. He has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so choose. And I still might if he shows even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. But for now, the Ascians are my chosen quarry. If they are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's strings, then it shall not end until they have been eradicated. Every last one. Though I could not save my kin, there are those who may yet be spared the horrors of war. Unfortunately, dealing with the Ascians will have to wait until we have brought an end to Garlemald's weapon project. Though we may have vanquished 2 of the new weapons, we must make every effort to prepare for whatever the Garleans throw at us next. Perhaps Severa can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of note. I've been separated from my family ever since I was forced into the army, but I was able to sneak away in the confusion. I've got you and your friends to thank for that. My main concern is that Legatus Valens won't take this lying down. That man is like a dog with a bone. Once he sinks his teeth in, he never lets go. He'll be back, I'm sure of it. Legatus Valens. Who is that? I'd rather you didn't share what we've discussed with my traveling companions. It would only complicate matters. The Ironworks engineers are still at work dismantling the Sapphire weapon and investigating the Turncliffe Magitech facility. Though they have yet to make their report, they may have some news to share at this juncture. Please wait here a moment. We've yet to finish our investigation, but I can give you a preliminary report. Were you able to recover anything of note? Before abandoning the facility, they'd attempted to destroy anything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research materials. Luckily, some information relating to the Sapphire weapons combat data was intact. Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from Regula Van Hydrus, correct? It also appears that the Sapphire weapon was actually in an incomplete state and therefore unable to perform at full capacity. Even so, it was immensely powerful. Had they been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived, who knows how it would have ended. Indeed, we may not be so fortunate next time, so we must prepare for the worst. The Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire weapon and look into possible countermeasures. The Echo afforded you a glimpse into the conversation between Recon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. Do you remember any other details? Improvements were made to the synthetic aurosite system to prevent malfunctions, then it was never their intent to create a manifestation of Neil Van Darnus. But there is one thing that was intended. Oversaul. Its activation results in the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Recon were fully aware of this, were they not? Yes, they were. Then the death of the pilot was by design all along. Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to fuel these accursed war machines. Surely there is no cause worth paying such a price. Aye, nothing is more precious than family. This nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled with the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I have seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more. Then there is no time to waste. Let's be about it, Gaius. Deborah, you're in charge here. Keep Set and his team safe while they carry out the investigation. Understood. Please see that no harm comes to Gaius. But what about Severa's history with Turncliffe? While we're gone, I need you to relay everything to the Resistance troops. Your first-hand account should prove useful. If there's any developments, we'll be sure to contact you. If the other weapons have been moved elsewhere, the locals must have seen the direction in which they've headed. At this stage, any information at all would be better than what we have now, which is the next to nothing. Alphonse, I will find you wherever you are. Welcome back. It sounds like you've been on quite the journey all the way to Turncliffe. And judging by the fact that you made it here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan. Nearly. What an astonishing account. I wouldn't mind putting that G-Warrior through its paces myself. Certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyway, as before, I'll compile the information into a report and leave it over there for your perusal. Should you feel so inclined, if we hear anything from headquarters, we'll be sure to pass it on. I haven't got a... I've come to deliver my report to Lord Valens. Ah, so you have returned, young Alfred. Or was it Alwick? Not that it really matters, of course. I hear that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the sapphire weapon to fall into the hands of the enemy. Do tell me it isn't so. I'm afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Oh, come now, no need to be so sullen. As they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. And you know how forgiving I can be when it suits me. So tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to best the sapphire weapon? Our sources state that the one known as the Warrior of Light was assisted by Sid Garland and Gaius Van Balzar, my lord. Gaius. It seems... yes, it seems he's been quite the troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor, whatever next. Oh well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in Werlyt. This particular variety comes from a rare breed of cow. You know, only 100 of them in existence and pampered every day of their lives. Yes, they are quite valuable, until their milk dries up, that is. When it does, they are sent to the slaughterhouse like all the rest, for that is their lot in life. To be discarded once they have served their purpose. Did I create the ruby and sapphire weapons so that you could deliver them gift wrapped to the enemy? I can see it now. Sid Nan Garland, rubbing his hands with glee at all the technological marvels we've bestowed upon him. And now you let Gaius Van Balzar, of all people, get the better of you? How do you think this reflects on me, the legatus of the 7th Legion, humiliated by that traitor? Humiliated, I say. Somebody's got a serious ego issue. There's nothing... sorry, there's only one way to deal with worthless provincial filth like you. Wait for me in the correction chamber. You need to be taught a lesson in obedience. Yes, my lord. Forgive my intrusion, Lord Valens, but it's time for your meeting with the head of Magitech Development. Oh, how time flies when you're whipping useless soldiers into shape. Yes, I'll be along once I've made myself presentable. Can't have people thinking I've let my standards slip now, can I? What are you doing here? You wish to see me, Lord Valens? Did I now? Ah, yes, that's right. So you're ally, yes? And you joined the military of your own free will along with your fellow orphans. Such devotion! What an inspiration you are! You see, it is my firm belief that love grants us the power to move mountains, to overcome any obstacle. Together we shall discover the strength that lies within you. Take my hand, child. I will show you the way. Huh. This investigation in Kerncliff has led to startling revelations. It's good to see you, Myrokos. I'm pleased to report that Master Garland and the others uncovered a fair bit of useful information at the Imperial facility in Kerncliff. In fact, he'd like you to rendezvous with Gaius in the town square, where he'll reveal what they found. Once you're ready to depart, your escort will lead the way. Might as well keep going. All set for the journey ahead? Yep. Though the Imperials may be gone, the scars they have left on this once peaceful town will doubtless take many years to heal. It seems that Sid is not in the habit of saying the same thing twice, which must be why he has been waiting for you to arrive before revealing the results of his investigation. Now that you are here, perhaps Sid will finally deign to dispense his findings. Severa, inform him of Myrokos' arrival. Thanks for coming. So what have you discovered? To tell the truth, we were lucky to obtain any information at all, considering the lengths to which the Imperials went in covering their tracks. You say the hangar below was not just used to store the weapons, but played a critical role in their creation. We now know the codenames given to 3 of the weapons: Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Obviously, we are all familiar with the first 2, but the third is something of an unknown quantity. At the very least, this confirms the existence of another of those abominations. At the very least, what are we waiting for? Let's go after it. The problem lies in ascertaining its whereabouts. None of the locals have seen anything resembling a weapon being transported either by land or air. which of course leaves only one option, the sea. According to what fragmented data we were able to recover, the Emerald weapon is equipped with aquatic capabilities, much like the Sapphire, meaning that its escape from Turncliffe would have gone undetected and could potentially be anywhere by now. But if Alphonse plans to have it absorb more primals, the logical choice would be Eorzea. And traveling by sea would allow him to circumvent the front line at Gimlet entirely. The Alliance must be alerted at once. Hold your chocobo, Severa. It seems that the Emerald weapon was still incomplete when the 7th Legion withdrew from Turncliffe. It's far more likely that it was transported to another facility in order to add the finishing touches. If your supposition is correct, that would narrow our search to but 2 possible locations: Castrum Marinum in the Rotana Sea, and Castrum Occidens in eastern Lenosha. Both of which are known to harbor remnants of the 14th Legion, your former subordinates, Gaius. That explains why we still have members of the 14th Legion manning those bases, even though they serve no logistical purpose. Be that as it may, our objective is unchanged. Valdolin, you and Severa will make your way to Castrum Occidens, while Myrokos and I head for Castrum Marinum. Should we locate the Emerald weapon, we will give the signal to dispatch the G-Warrior and eliminate it before it can be activated. Sorry to disappoint you, but we're still repairing the damage it sustained during the encounter with the Sapphire weapon. While Allegan machinery has its uses, it's a bugger to find replacement parts in a pinch. We've actually been working to expand its already impressive arsenal, but the G-Warrior itself is in no fit state for combat. While I am aware that this is a far from adequate replacement, I can provide an Ironworks submersible to help Myrokos and Gaius reach Castrum Marinum. I'll have one sent ahead to Vesper Bay. It's been a while since I've been to Vesper Bay. The submersible, eh? I don't much like the sound of that. Perhaps Severa and I should count ourselves fortunate that our destination can be approached by land. I pray you have a safe journey. Watch yourselves out there, Myrokos. As if he cares about Gaius, other than killing him. It is time we departed. Let us make our way to Vesper Bay. It's been a while since I've been here. In the event that my attempt to bypass the Castrum's security fails, the submersible of SIDS had best be able to withstand Imperial weaponry long enough for us to escape. As per Master Garland's instructions, the submersible is ready when you are. But before you depart, I've received some scraps of intelligence regarding your opponent from my colleagues in Turncliffe. Apparently it uses some sort of levitating hand-like appendages, 6 of them in fact, though we're not quite sure what purpose they serve. It sounds like having eyes in the back of your head might come in handy, but that's all we know, I'm afraid. You have our thanks. After all, forewarned is forearmed. If the emerald weapon has indeed been transported to this castrum, it would need to encounter. It would need to enter via the dry dock. We shall do likewise. As one might expect, there are measures in place to keep out intruders, but the security system can be tricked into recognizing us as an Imperial vessel. So we're going in here. Is that it? We're actually going in there. Or... that said, infiltrating the facility is merely the first step. Should the emerald weapon be activated, it is only a matter of time before the pilot uses Oversoul. We must silence the war machina before this happens, and failing that, grant the poor soul at its helm the mercy of a swift death. Had these wounds healed more quickly, I could have gone with you, but I fear I would only slow you down. As such, I shall provide what support I can from afar. Whatever happens, the emerald weapon must be defeated at all costs. Though I would prefer that we avoid engaging my former wards in combat, we cannot allow my sentiments to prevent us from doing what needs to be done. I'm sorry we weren't able to provide further details on the target. We can only guess what other tricks it might have in store for you. Be careful out there. So if memory serves, because the thing is this... Oh yeah, that is Castrum Marinum. Yep. Where's the submersible? Well, it's been a while since I've been here. Huh. I can't believe that this boat, this is presumably the same boat that, that Gosetsu came in all those months for me ago, but back at the end of Heavensward patch content, and also before that, a similar boat was used by Yugiri at the end, towards the end of the Realm Reborn content, and it's still sitting there. here we go again. No, don't do it. Ooh. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I actually managed to move. Oop. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. I meant to hit 8, but I hit 9. And so it ends. But why would Rex throw his life away for this? You're right. If I am ever to learn the truth, I must concentrate on the task at hand. Of course, we do not need to wait for Sid's analysis to tell us whose combat data was used on this occasion. It galls me to think that my techniques and strategies could be so closely replicated. Nevertheless, the observations I made during the battle may yet prove useful. As a matter of fact, that was the only information I was able to gather. I intercepted a signal that revealed the troops stationed here were permitted to withdraw, seemingly in return for assisting the 7th Legion. They must have known that the Alliance would follow the Emerald Weapon here sooner or later and made good their escape. Meaning the way is now clear for Sid to inspect the War Machina's remains. We got here as soon as we could. Not that we could have done anything to prevent this tragedy. From what we know, it seems the Emerald Weapon was ilm for ilm, a great deal more powerful than the previous two. If this is allowed to continue, who knows what sort of monstrosity the 7th Legion will conceive next. Nevertheless, Myrokos has once again proven himself capable of overcoming the worst the Empire has at its disposal. You may be relieved to hear that Castrum Occidens was free of anything resembling a weapon. Unfortunately, it was also devoid of any useful leads, and we came away empty-handed. In all honesty, part of me wishes we had never found the Emerald Weapon. Perhaps then Rex would not have been forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. I only hope that he is finally at peace. We will do what we can to spare others from sharing his fate, and I and the Ironworks will search this place from top to bottom for clues of the 7th Legion's plans. Before that, allow me to sweep the area for booby traps and the like. I would not put it past the Imperials to have left a few surprises for us. Agreed. I'll go with you. With that in mind, I'll begin my examination of the Emerald Weapon, carefully that is. Alphonse, you knew all this time, didn't you? Melisandria and Recon too? Everyone except me. And you, Rex? Yes, that's what the synthetic orocyte system is. The fusion between pilot and core is the key to Oversoul. And unless we use it, we have no chance of beating Father's newfound friends. They stand between us and the primals, without which the weapons will never reach their full potential. We thought that if you knew the truth about Oversoul, you'd try to stop us. Of course I would, but what I don't understand is why all of you are so willing to give your lives for the weapon project. What is it all for? It all began the day Father left. Without his guidance, his protection, the Garleans lost any respect they once had for us. But their cruelty pales in comparison to Valen's. To him, conscripts like us are expendable commodities, an endless supply of test subjects for his twisted experiments. But no matter what they do to us, we will never lose hope. If it is the duty of the strong to lead the weak, we will become strong and protect those who cannot protect themselves. The weapon project will give us the strength we need. We will create a world where people like us can live without fear of persecution. You could just leave the Empire and move to Eorzea. But okay. We want to see this new world. We want you to see this new world for yourself, Allie, even if we must give our lives to make it a reality. But why me? The years spent serving the Empire have changed us all, except you, Allie. Even after everything you've seen, you're still the caring, innocent girl we grew up with. More than any of us, you deserve a chance at happiness. That's what we all agreed. Allie, listen to me. Right now, the soldiers assigned to watch over us have been called away to the capital. Now is our chance to get you out of here. Then why don't you come with me? If Alphonse and I were to run away now, they'd only force others to take our place. We can't let that happen. This is our way of upholding the ideals Father instilled in us. Our lives are a small price to pay for Werlyt's freedom. No, how can you expect me to leave you behind? I won't do it. We will forever be at your side, Allie. Rex, take her to the holding cells. So win or lose, the plan is to hand over the castrum to Father, is that right? Yes, they'll take Allie into their custody before the Garleans return, while you will be free to pilot the Emerald weapon without her interfering. We can't let her hinder the completion of the weapon project. I'm counting on you, Alphonse. Don't let our sacrifices be in vain. Rex, have you forgotten what I told you? You mustn't use Oversoul. I can't lose you too. We both know I can't win without it. Besides, we need the combat data of the Emerald weapons fighting at its peak if we're to have any chance of perfecting the synthetic aura sight system. You know I'm not the sort to do things by half. Forgive me, Rex. Don't you worry about me. If this is where I meet my end, I'll do it with a smile on my face. The rest is up to you, Alphonse. This is the girl you spoke of, yes? She was locked in a cell, but I saw no harm in letting her out. I can't say for certain, but it seems she's been through quite an ordeal. Why, Rex? Why? Oh. Gaius, once we've extracted the core, we'll take it back to Turncliffe for analysis. Perhaps she should come with us. There's no use in her staying here. Severa is taking care of Allie, but it may be some time until her nerves have settled. If the vision you witnessed is indeed true, Alphonse and Rex locked her away for her own safety. When she's ready, I would know more of what her brother hopes to achieve and why he must resort to such desperate measures. Allie's condition has improved somewhat, but she remains in a state of shock. We must give her more time to recover. There was one other thing that I thought you should know. When we checked her for injuries, we saw her back was covered in welts and bruises. Who did this to her? It seems she was subjected to beatings on a regular basis. Judging by the varied stages of bruising, I dare say this was the work of her Garlean masters. You speak as though you've seen this before. Seen? I have lived through it myself. I was born in Werlyt 23 summers past. My mother was a local woman, but my father was a pure-blooded Garlean and a member of the occupying forces. Though I know very little about him, his rank afforded me imperial citizenship. His acknowledgement of our family ties was the extent of the responsibility he took for bringing me into this world. Still, it is more than can be said for most of his ilk. My mother and I were shunned by the people of Werlyt, who treated us as badly as the Garleans did, if not worse. I thought that if I were to become an imperial soldier, my position might somehow deter those who would cast scorn on my mother if only out of fear. And so I joined the army. The acceptance I earned was but temporary, however, and my superiors were quick to blame any perceived shortcomings on my savage lineage. Rather than waste time on official court-martials, they administered their own form of corporal punishment. I was eventually assigned to the 12th Legion and fought under Zenos Galvus in Alamigo. In the chaos that followed our defeat, I seized the opportunity to flee to Werlyt. While it was never much of a home, it was all I had, but nothing could prepare me for what awaited. My mother had for many years suffered from poor health and relied on medicine to keep her alive. In my absence, the Garlands denied her treatment, claiming that it would be wasted on savages. By the time I could return to her side, there was naught I could do. There was nothing left for me in Werlyt. I would be punished for desertion if the Imperials discovered the reason for my return, and I was never accepted by my so-called countrymen to begin with. I ran as far as my legs could carry me. It was then that I met Gaius. So that is the truth of it. Other than a few scant details, I knew naught of your past. It sickens me to think that I once fought under the same banner as such vile creatures. I had always believed it to be the duty of the strong to lead the weak, yet there are those who become drunk on the power afforded by their station and prey on the ones they should protect. Like a canker, this corruption has spread to every part of the Empire. Even those with Garland blood, such as myself, are subjected to their cruelty. They hold particular contempt for the Aura, an easy target for abuse being so few in number. Perhaps like me, Ellie thought she would be spared such treatment once she joined the army. Alas. Yeah, Gaius is like the only real, now former Imperial who actually believed in the Empire's message in earnest, without succumbing to the bad parts. I only hope that with time, Allie can put the past behind her and make a new life for herself, but for now, all we can do is wait for her delirium to subside. It is Valdolin's turn to keep watch. Let us ask him if there has been any change. Though you have overcome the emerald weapon, it is hardly cause for celebration. Another young life cut short. Yep. Rex's death is on my hands, not yours. Would that this confrontation had been averted, but alas, it was not to be. I suppose you're here to ask about Allie. Is she well enough to speak with us? As her condition has improved somewhat, I would say so, provided you do not cause her any undue distress. Wait here. Allie, I am sorry. What happened to Rex? It was my fault. Melisandre and Rickon too. They died because of me and my foolish ambitions. Father, no. This cannot go on. Please, Allie, you must tell me all you know. Of course. First, I need to know what became of you and your siblings after we were parted. So much has happened, it seems like a lifetime ago. After your disappearance, we were all assigned to the newly formed 7th Legion. At first, each legatus was quickly replaced by the next, until eventually a man named Valens van Varo was given command. He was sent from the capital, but before that he was a specialist in experimental magitech weaponry. We later discovered that he was ordered by Emperor Varus to complete a project involving anti-primal war machina, the weapons. But after the Emperor's death, he was free to employ whatever methods he saw fit, and his greed for power only grew. Some even say he is planning to use the power of the weapons to lay claim to the throne. But I think there's another reason for his obsession with the weapon project. Not that he'd ever tell anyone, but he's always muttering to himself, and I've been able to put the pieces together. He's jealous of you, Father. Yeah, he's got an ego issue. Valens van Varo. I must admit it was only recently that I first heard that name. Valens used his knowledge of magitech to devise various military strategies. He was given a position in the army and quickly rose through the ranks. That was until one man stood in his way. You, Father. He was one of the candidates to lead the new 14th Legion, but that role fell to you. After that, he was assigned to serve under a far more gifted engineer, Nero, who was in charge of restoring the Ultima weapon. Valens has resented you ever since, going so far as to oppose the ideals you upheld, where you treated those who served the Empire based on merit rather than on their race or origin. Valens is adamant that pure-blooded Garleans are superior to all others. It never ceases to amaze how far some will go in the name of revenge. All that hatred festering away, nothing good could ever come of it. So the marks on your body are his handiwork. Yes. To Valens and his men, we are no more than fodder for his experiments, playthings on which they can vent their frustrations. Every day is filled with nothing but pain. If I had remained in Garlemald, you would never have been forced to endure this abuse. It is not your fault, Father. We could have fled from Valens if we wanted to. After all, we're expendable and easily replaced. The truth is, that's exactly why we couldn't run. In saving ourselves, we would be condemning others. But if we were to stay to see the weapon project to its completion, We would gain the power to defeat Valens and then the Empire itself, freeing the world from its tyranny. That way we might start afresh and find a place where we can call home, and not just for us, but for anyone who wishes to live in peace. You would give your lives for a future you may not live to see. You took courage from your teachings, Father. The strong must lead the weak, and we would gain that strength by whatever means necessary. We will fight for the sake of those who cannot. But we knew that you'd never consent to our participation in the weapon project, which is why we couldn't turn to you for help. As the pilots, we're the ones who are able to stop Valens. We know just how powerful the weapons are. He would use them to bring the world to its knees. And his masterpiece is the worst of them all. If only I could get my hands on it, then I could save Alphonse and all of Werlyt. Father, I know you and Alphonse stand on opposing sides of this conflict, but there must be a way you can help him. There must be some way you can help him. He may have called you our enemy before, but he never meant it. He still loves you, Father. You are everything he aspires to be. I have failed him. Failed you all. But I refuse to abandon him to his fate. I will free him from Valens if it is the last thing I do. Thank you. He needs you. Now more than ever. Listen, Allie, I sought the strength to rebuild the world as I saw fit, but the ultimate weapon was born not to create, but to destroy. Alphonse must not follow in my footsteps. I know all too well where they lead. I will do all I can to help your brother. Pray tell me where he is. I'm sorry. I don't know where he could be. In that case, I shall have the Alliance dispatch scouts wherever he is. We will find him. As for you, Allie, you must stay here and rest. Wait, you're the one who fought Rex, Rickon, and Melisandre, aren't you? Yeah. We're the ones who threatened your homeland. You only did what you had to do. I have no right to ask this of you, but lend my father your strength. Save Alphonse. I know now why they call you hero. Alphonse, I'll do what I must to free you, even if it means going against Father's wishes, but I have a good feeling about this new friend, about his new friend. Severa, see that she has everything that she needs. Our allies must be informed of these troubling events. May I ask you to relay this news to the troops in Girobanya? Yep. Your loving father act may fool the others, Gaius, but not me. For every life you've saved, you've ended 1,000 more. Or is this your idea of redemption? Call it what you will. For all my transgressions, I believe I still have a part to play. Was I wrong to spare you that day? Or will you honor your word? It seems the time has come for the Black Wolf to show his true colors. Good grief, it sounds like you had an awful lot to contend with. Rather you than me, I shall add this to our ever-growing stack of reports should anyone wish to review this information ahead of the next sortie. Now, if I may say so, it looks like your ordeals have rather taken their toll. We'll let you know if anything requires your attention, but until then, be sure to get some rest. Three weapons, three pitiful displays of ineptitude. To make matters worse, one of my prime candidates, your precious sister no less, has escaped. And who should she go crawling to but that swine Gaius? After everything I've done for her. And, ooh, notice this change of words. And this is how she repays me. As her older brother, it's your responsibility to instill some discipline in her, and you failed miserably. Well, don't just stand there, boy. Oh, of course. It's your first time, isn't it? Come along, there's no need to be shy. You see, there's something wicked, something wicked has taken hold of this young man, and it's our job to cleanse his troubled spirit. It may look painful, but it's the only way, I assure you. He'll be ever so grateful, and you want him to get better, don't you? There's a goodbye. Now, boy, now let's try again, shall we? Burn out the bad. The bad. Oh. Burn out the bad. Burn out the bad. Well done. You've all made Father proud. Very proud indeed. Oh, now he's doing his own adopted children. Oh, this guy has a serious ego problem. Well done. You've made your father proud. Very proud indeed. But he's no Gaius. As for you, I thought you were cut above the rest of the savages, but it appears I was mistaken. And since you allowed that wretched sister of yours to escape, it falls to you to act as her replacement. I choose you as the next pilot, and your mission is simple. Kill Gaius Van Baelsar, whatever it takes. And if you so much as entertain the idea of betraying me again, I'll exterminate every last one of your kind. Like the vermin they are. He is just straight up nuts. Having said that, we will be forcibly initiating Oversoul using Xenos' combat data. Xenos, oh boy. So whatever schemes you might be hatching will never come to pass. All you need to do is sit back and let the synthetic Orosite system do the work with you as its conduit. You should thank me for allowing you to become part of my masterpiece. Your worthless existence will finally have some semblance of meaning. Lord Valens, preparations for the Oversoul trial are complete. We await your orders. Splendid. There is never a dull moment around here. Now then, boys, who'd like to see something special? Come along, everyone. Father has secrets to share with you. This is my chance, and it's all thanks to the sacrifices made by my dear siblings. Finally, the weapon will be mine to command. Once it has reached perfection, I will be unstoppable. First Valens, then the Empire itself will fall, and we will be free at last. Father, keep Allie safe. Melisandre, Rickon, Rex, I'll see this through to the end. I promise. Until then, watch over me. So, is it ready or not? The trial sequence has been primed, sir. Then get on with it. Initiating synthetic orosite system, loading diamond weapon simulation. What's going on? You're helping us with a little research is all. Whatever your name is. The time has come for you to contribute to the glory of Garlemald. This isn't what we agreed. You said that if I took part in the experiment, you'd let my family go. You have Xenos' data loaded, yes? Activate Oversoul and be quick about it. Understood, Lord Valens. Galvus combat sample ready. Initiating organic core overwrite. My mind is no. If this is what it takes to protect you both, I love you. I'm so sorry. Where is my prey? Organic core override complete. Xenos Galvus data loaded. The subject is instinctively bound to seek out prey right from the outset. Regardless of the combat prowess it may boast, I need an obedient servant, not a ravenous beast. Enough. Shut it down. Deactivating synthetic orosite system. Ugh. How revolting, and what a mess it makes of the cockpit. Adjust the settings and prepare for another run. Fortunately, we have the next test subject ready and waiting. But sir, you agreed to release his family in exchange for his cooperation. Yeah, he's completely unhinged. My, I never knew you had such a wonderful sense of humor. The great Valens Van Varo bargaining with savages? Ha! More the fool for trusting me in the first place. Well, it's coming up on 3 hours. No, sorry, 2.5 hours. But my voice is feeling tired, so I think I'll call it a quits here for now, and in the next part we will wrap up the Werlyt storyline. If you liked what you saw at any point, please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells, and I shall see you anon, friends.